I felt it happen to Jezreel. You think you captured him, but our God is splintered, our oath pact severed. He faded over the weeks and is gone now, beyond your touch at long last. I should welcome the same. I do not.
No.
I fear you. Formless awoke early in the day of Aelin's final judgment. It was time. She slipped from the bed and began dressing. Unfortunately, she moved a little too quickly, and Aelin stirred and yawned. Veil's clothing, he noted. Formless didn't respond, still dressing. Thank you, Aelin said, for Shallan's support last night. I needed her. That just creeps me out. There are some things only she can do, Formless said. Would that be a problem? Now that she no longer existed? There are some things only she can do, Formless said. Would that be a problem now that Shallan no longer existed? Oh, she didn't say that out loud, but still. That's kind of creepy. What's wrong, Veil? Aelin said, sitting up in bed. You seem different. Formless pulled on her coat. Nothing's different. I'm the same old Veil. Don't use my name, Veil thought deep inside. Don't you dare lie to him like that. Formless stopped. She thought. Veil walked away. No, Aelin said, something is different. You come to Shallan for a moment. I could use your optimism today. Shallan is too weak, Formless said. Is she? You know how troubled her emotions are. She suffers every day from a traitorous mind. She put on her hat. I knew a one-armed swordsman once, Aelin said, yawning. He had trouble in duels because he couldn't hold a shield or a two-handed sword. Obviously, Formless said, turning and rummaging in her trunk. But I tell you, Aelin said, no one could arm wrestle like Dorlin. No one. What's your point? Who do you think is stronger, Aelin said? The man who has walked easily in his entire life, or the man with no legs? The man who must pull himself up by his arms. She didn't reply, fiddling with the communication cube, then tucking Miraz's knife into her pocket along with her gemstone and stormlight. We don't always see strength the right way, Aelin said. Like, who is the better swimmer? The sailor who drowns, giving it a long last to the current after hours of fighting, or the scribe who's never stepped into the water? Do you have a point with these questions? Formless snapped, slamming her trunk closed, because I don't see one. I know, I'm sorry, Aelin grimaced. I'm not explaining it well. I don't think Shallan is as weak as you say. Weakness doesn't make someone weak, you see. It's the opposite. That is foolishness, she said. Return to sleep. Your trial is in a couple hours, and you shouldn't be fatigued for it. It's kind of like a robot. Formless stalked out of the living room. There she hid by the side of the door and waited to see if Aelin followed. Pattern perked up from where he'd been sitting at the desk, and Formless quieted him with a glare. Aelin didn't come out. She heard him sigh loudly, but he remained in bed. Good. She had to act quickly. Formless needed to give him this last gift, the gift of living here and lasting integrity. She owed the memory of Shallan that much. I know what you're doing, Veil whispered. I finally figured it out. Formless froze. She checked her radiant, tucked in the prison of her mind, trying to break free but unable to speak. So why could Veil? Well, she could ignore a voice or two. Formless sat at the desk and sketched the layout of the judge's home. They paced it off yesterday and peeked in windows. With her talent for spatial awareness, this floor plan should be accurate. You aren't a new persona, Veil thought. If you were, you couldn't draw like that. You can lie to yourself, but not me. Formless rose again. Was this what she wanted? Was what she really wanted? She wasn't sure of anything anymore. There were so many questions. Why was Veil able to talk? Who had killed Ileia? How would she extricate herself from Aelin, from the radiance? Was that the life she desired? Formless steeled herself quieting the questions. She placed a hand on her forehead, breathing sharply, deeply. Pattern stepped over, so Formless closed the sketchbook and slid it to her satchel. Veil? Pattern asked, what are you doing? It has happened today, Formal said. She checked the clock. Soon. Before the judge leaves his quarters. She gripped the gemstone she'd hidden in her pocket. Vale, Pattern said, this is not a good idea. He is right, Vale thought. He is right, Shalon. I am formless, she thought back. No, you're not, Shalon. I wouldn't be so quick to tell me what is right and wrong, Pattern, Formless said to him. We still haven't dealt with your betrayal and your lies. Perhaps you aren't the best judge of morality, and should leave that to me. His Pattern slowed and his shoulders slumped, and he stepped backward as if he wanted to vanish into the shadows. Formless drew out a little stormlight, savoring the sensation of inside her veins. Then she performed a light weaving. It worked. Formless was a composite of the three: a single person with Shalon's drawing and light-weaving abilities, Radiant's determination and ability to get things done, and Vale's ability to push aside the pain, Vale's ability to see the truth. The best of the three of them. Lies, Vale thought. Storms, I should have seen this. I should have known. She glanced at herself in the mirror and found the light weaving to be perfect. She looked exactly like Lustrina, this honor spring woman. She even gave off the same faint glow. This is going to be so easy. Formless, packed her drawing tools in case she needed a quick sketch of her new face. A light weaving disguised her satchel as a clothing bag, a cloth bag like the one the honor spring used. Bells from below announced that it was about an hour until the trial. She crossed the room, passing Pattern, who had withdrawn to the corner. He stood in the shadows, his Pattern moving lethargically. What's happening? He said. Something's very wrong with you, Shalon. I have handled this poorly. I talked to Whit yesterday, and You're still doing that, Formless said? Why are you disobeying me? Pattern pulled away further. I've had enough of you, Formless said. Stay here and cover for me with Adolin. We'll talk about this at length after the trial. She took a deep breath and peeked out to make sure no one was watching. They might wonder what Lustinia had been in Shalon's house, and then slipped out and began crossing this other plane. The fortress was quiet. Spren didn't sleep. They did have less active periods. They would congregate at night in homes of friends, leaving the walkways of the fortress relatively unwatched. A few leaves fluttered through the open air between the four sides. Formless tried to look at the other three planes, three cities making an impossible box around her. She wasn't good at Vale. A voice said from behind her, I need to explain. I must tell you the truth. She groaned and turned. Pattern was following her like a barely weaned sound club. She groaned and turned. Pattern was followed by her like a barely, You gave away my disguise, she snapped. He stopped his Pattern slowing. You must know what Whit said, Pattern said. He is so wise. He seems to like you and hate everyone else. Ha ha. He made fun of me. It was very funny. I am like a chicken. Ha ha. Formless closed her eyes and sighed. He said to tell you that we trust you, Pattern said, and love you. He said I should tell you that you deserve trust and love. And you do. I'm sorry I've been lying for a very long time. I am so sorry. I didn't think you could handle it. Shalon couldn't, she said. Go to the room and wait. I'll deal with you later. She strode away, but fortunately he did not follow. It was time to become the woman she'd been building toward ever since she left her home to steal from Yasna. Formless could finally join the Ghost Bloods. She didn't care about Shalon's past. Let it sleep. She could be like Vale. You didn't have to worry about such things. You're pretending to be like me, Vale thought. But what is right? You deserve to be loved, Shalon. You do. The high justice quarters were all the way on top of the plain, near the battlements. It was difficult to ignore the strange geometry up here, past the parks and trees, because the sky was so close. She wanted to spend time drawing it, but of course she wasn't like that anymore. She needed to find all this disorienting and strange, like Vale. It helped to focus on the target, a small building near the corner of the wall. She passed several honor spring, but not many. She waved to those who waved to her, but mostly strode forward with a sense of purpose. Once Formless arrived, she loitered near the house, glancing around until she could be reasonably certain no one was looking. That was difficult, with multiple planes to watch. At least the plan was simple. Step up to the door, soul past the doorknob into smoke to get past the lock, sneak in and make your way to the back room, which was the High Judge's study, knife him before he could react, and then take his place for the trial. This was her last step. This was the end. Radiant said, her voice isn't. I killed Ilenia. Formless froze in place.
Dun dun dun.
I saw, Rita whispered, that you were about to do it, that you had poison secreted in your satchel, so I stepped in to protect you, so you didn't have to do it, to prevent what is happening to you now. Shalon. She squeezed her eyes shut. No. She wouldn't back down. She had to do this, to end it, to end the wavering. She opened her eyes, strode up to the door, and grabbed the knob with her free hand. It vanished beneath her touch. Soul-casting Lily was easier on this side. Knob barely cared that she asked it to change. She pushed open the door. The room inside was packed. Pieces of furniture stacked atop one another. Rolled tapestries, knickknacks, and mementos, like a small glass chicken. What's with the freaking chicken theme here? On the windowsill, and a pile of dusty letters on a table. Formless shut the door with a quiet motion. The windows provided enough light to see by, and she could see the glow of candlelight beneath the room's other door, the one that led to High Judge's study. Kellic was here. She revealed Maraz's knife and stepped forward. As she did so, she felt a coldness, like a sharp breeze. Stormlight left her in a rush. Formless paused and glanced over her shoulder. Veil stood behind her. I know why you're doing this, Shalon, Veil said. You're no fourth persona, not yet. You've given yourself another name so you can tuck away the pain. You take this step, though, and it will be real. This is who I want to be, Formless said. Let me go. You're running again, Veil said. You think you don't deserve Adolin or your place as a Radiant. You're terrified of your friends knew that what you truly were, they turned away from you, leave you. So you're going to leave them first. That's why you kept spending time with the Ghostbloods. That's why you're here. You see this as an out from your life. You figure if you become the despicable person the darkness whispers that you've been, then it will be decided. No going back. Decision made. Formless was just Shalon. And Shalon wanted to do this. She wanted to show them what she truly was, so it would be over. I can't be Shalon, she whispered. Shalon is weak. Shalon put her hands to her eyes and trembled. Veil felt her emotions in a sudden wave of pain, frustration, shame, and confusion. It made her shake as well. Who is a better swimmer? Veil whispered. Is a sailor who has swum his entire life, even if he encounters rough seas that challenge him? Who is a stronger man? It is the man who has pulled himself up by arms, and the swordsman with one arm. He is probably the best in raw skill. He couldn't win because of his disadvantages. He wasn't weaker than the others. Shalon still. Adolin is right, Bill said. He's always been right about you. Tell me, who is the strongest in line? The woman whose emotions are always on her side, or the woman whose own thoughts betray her? You have fought this fight every day of your life, Shalon, and you are not weak. Aren't I? Shalon demanded, spinning. I killed my own father. I strangled him with my own hands. The words cut deep, like a spike to the heart. Veil winced visibly. But that cut to the heart somehow let warmth bleed out, flowing through her. I have borne that truth for over a year and a half, Shalon. Veil said, You kept going. You were strong enough. You made the oath. And Mother, Shalon snapped, do you remember the feel of her blade for me in her hands? Feel the blade for me in her hands for the first time, Veil? I do. Do you remember the horror I felt at the strike, which I never meant to make? Her mother with stark red hair, a length of metal on her chest as her beautiful green eyes turned to coal, burning out her face. Shalon's voice screaming at what she'd done, screaming, begging to get back, wishing she were dead, wishing. Another spike to the heart. More warmth bleeding out, blood flowing with thunderous heartbeats. Veil always felt cold, but today she felt warm with pain, warm with life. You can bear it, Veil whispered. She stepped forward, eye to eye with Shalon. You can remember it. Our weakness doesn't make us weak. Our weakness makes us strong. For we had to carry it all those years. No, Shalon said, her face went soft. No, I can't. You can, Shalon. Veil whispered. I've protected you all these years, but it's time for me to leave. It's time for me to be done. I can't, Shalon said. I'm too weak. I don't think you are. Take the memories. Veil reached out her hand. Take them back, Shalon. Shalon wavered. Formless had vanished like a puff of smoke, revealing all her lies, and there was Veil's hand, inviting, offering to prove that Shalon was wrong. Veil took her hand. Memories flooded her. Playing in the garden as a child, meeting in cryptic, a beautiful spiraling spring that dimpled the stone, Wonderful time spent hiding among foliage in their special place. The cryptic encouraging her to become strong enough to help her family. They stand against the terrible darkness spreading through it. Such a blessed time, full of hope and joy and truth, spoken easily with the solemnity and wonder of a child. That companion had been a true friend to an isolated child, a girl with suffered parents who constantly fought over her fortune, her future. Her friend, a friend who could talk, a friend who she could confide in, a companion. And that companion had... Shit. Oh. It had been a different cryptic. One who Shalon fell on her knees, arms wrapped around herself, trembling. Oh, storms, oh God of oaths. She felt the hand on her shoulder. It's all right, Shalon, Vale whispered. It's all right. I know what you are, Shalon whispered. You're the blankness upon my memories, the part of me that looks away, the part of my mind that protects me from my past. Of course I am, Vale said. I am your Vale, Shalon. She squeezed Shalon's shoulder and then turned toward the closed door. Had Colette heard them talking, or had they even spoken out loud? Shalon surged to her feet. No, it hurt too much. Didn't it take more sense to become what Miraz wanted? Aelin could hate her for what she did. Dalinar would hate her. Shalon represented the very thing they all said they would never do. The thing that blamed for all their problems, the thing that doomed humankind. She was worthless. She reached for the doorknob. You can bear it, Radiant whispered. No. She could become formless and join the Ghost Bloods wholeheartedly. Become the woman she created for herself, the strong spy that lived a double life without it bothering her. She'd be confident and collected and painless and perfect. Strength before weakness, Radiant said. Not a woman who had to be strong. Shalon turned, breathing out, and stormlight exploded from her like her life's own blood. It panned the room before her, coloring it, changing it to a lush garden, covered in bright green vines and shale bark in pink and red. Within it, a hidden place where a girl cried, a girl wept, then screamed. Then the terrible words. I don't want it. I hate you. I'm done. You never existed. You're nothing. I'm finished. Shalon didn't turn away. She wouldn't. She felt the ripping sensation again, the terrible pain and the awful horror. She hadn't known what she'd been doing, not truly, but she had done it. I killed her, Shalon whispered. I killed my friend. My wonderful, beautiful, kindless friend. I broke my oaths and I killed her. Vale stood with her hands clasped before her. It's going to hurt, Vale warned. I'm sorry for the pain, Shalon. I did what I could, but I did it for too long. I know, Shalon said. But I have no strength that you do not, Shalon, Vale said. You are me, we are me. Vale became stormlight, glowing brightly. The color faded from her, becoming pure white. Her memories integrated into Shalon's, her skills became Shalon's, and Shalon recognized everything she had done. She remembered preparing the needle hidden in her satchel to kill Ilea. She saw her past and her growing glory in all its self-destructive horror. She saw herself growing into a light that she had never belonged to Adelaide and the Radiance, so she began searching for another escape. But that escape wasn't enough. This was strength. She closed her eyes, bearing the burden of those memories, not only of what she had done recently, but what she'd done in the garden that day. Terrible memories. Her memories. As there was nothing left for Vale to protect Shalon from fleeing, she began to fade. But as she faded, one last question surfaced. Did I do well? Yes, Shalon whispered. Thank you. Thank you so much. And then, like another illusion that no longer needed, Vale puffed away. Vale took a deep breath, her pain settling in. Storms. Pattern was here. Not her new pattern, the first one. The Deadeye. Shalon needed to find her. Later, for now, she had a job to do. As she gathered herself to the door of the study clicked open, the light spilled around her figure, and a lefty man with wispy hair and weary eyes. Shalon knew the expression well. I see, Colette said. So you're the one sent to kill me. I was sent for that purpose, she said, holding up the knife. She set it on the nearby table. Sent by someone who didn't realize I was strong enough to say no. You are safe from me, Kellic. He walked over and picked the knife up with timid fingers. So this is like the one they use at Jezreel. I don't know, honestly. A group called the Ghost Buds wanted me to use it on you. Old Fakadar, Thadikar, had always wanted my secrets, Kellogg said. I thought it would be the man your husband came for me. I wonder if he knows I've had trouble fighting these days. It's so hard to decide, to do anything for it. Is that why you've been so hard on Adolin, Shalon said, at the trial? Kellogg shook his head. You two stumbled into a little war of ideologies. The old Honorspren, they're so frightened of what happened to their predecessors. The young ones want to fight. I can tell you about the people who sent me, Shalon said. We can share information. First, I have a request. You're about to convict my husband of the jam of the trial. I'd like you to reconsider. Kellogg wiped his brow with a handkerchief in his pocket. So many questions, he said, as if he hadn't heard a request. Who else knows I'm here? I feel like I'm close to finding a way off world. Maybe I should wait. I have information that can help you, Shalon said, but I want to trade. There isn't much time for us to. She's interrupted at the door, slammed open, and joined several Honorspren, including Xenia, the one Shalon had impersonated. She gestured aggressively at Shalon and stepped back, reaching into her pocket for tombstone. It was done. Somehow what she had done with Vale, she used it all up. Attempting to influence the course of the trial, extending Randy, colluding with the judge. She was doing nothing of the sort, Kellogg said, stepping up beside Shalon. She's bringing the news from the physical realm. I'd have you not lodged into my quarters, thank you very much. Lucinia stopped, but then looked over her shoulder toward a very male Honorspren. Shalon recognized him as Sakir, the one who acted as prosecutor against Adolin on the first day of the trial. An important Spren, perhaps the most important in the fortress, and one of the oldest ones. I think, Honor One, said Kara softly, that you might be having about your weakness. We shall have to question you, afraid, for your own good. That's in the chapter.